We arrived here in Ashland on Wednesday afternoon, and when we saw this beautiful Elizabethan stage and looked up and saw the mountains, I knew that we needed something on the show that would have a little bit more grandeur to it. So we sent out a call to the poet laureate of Lake Wobegon, Margaret Haskins Derber, and asked her to come up with something that had a little breadth. And it's entitled The Land of Oregon. Our people aimed for Oregon when they left Newburyport. Great-Grandma Ruth, her husband John, but they pulled up in Wobegon 2,000 miles short. It wasn't always the dangers ahead that stopped the pioneer. My great-grandmother simply said, "It's been 3 weeks without a bed. I'm tired. Let's stay here." He put the horses out to graze while she set up the tent, and they sat down beside their blaze and held each other's hand and gazed up at the firmament. "John," she said, "what's on your mind besides your restlessness? You know I'm not the traveling kind, so tell me what you hope to find out there that's not like this." The fire leaped up bright and high, the sparks as bright stars shone. "Mountains," he said, "another sky, a strange new land where you and I can settle down to home. You are the dearest wife to me, though I am restless, it is true, and Oregon is where I'd be, and live in mountains by the sea, but never without you." They stayed a week to rest the team, were welcomed and befriended. The land was good, the grass was green, and slowly he gave up his dream, and there the journey ended. They bought a farm just north of town, a pleasant piece of rolling ground, a quarter section, mostly cleared. He built a house before the fall. They lived there 40 years and all, and by God persevered. And right up to his dying day, when he was laid to rest, no one knew, he did not say, his dream had never gone away. He still looked to the west. She found it in his cabinet drawer, a box of pictures, every one, of mountains by the ocean shore, the mountains he had headed for in the state of Oregon. There beside them lay his will. "I love you, Ruth," the will began, "and count myself a well-loved man. But dear wife, when I die, bury me on a far-off hill in Oregon, and leave me lie at peace beneath the mountain sky, off in that green and lovely land we dreamed of, you and I." At last she saw her husband clear, who stayed and labored all those years, his mountains all uncrossed, of dreams postponed and finally lost. Which one of us can count the cost and not be filled with tears? And yet how bright those visions are, the mountains that we sense afar, the land we never see. The golden west, the golden gate, are visions that illuminate and give wings to the human heart, wherever we may be. That old man by dreams possessed, by Oregon was truly blessed, who saw it through the eye of faith, the land of his sweet destiny, in his eye more than a state, and something like a star. Now take this poem to Oregon, at evening in the setting sun in some green valley there. Light this poem that I spoke, let it burn and watch the smoke rise in the mountain air, that these poor leaden words may soar in memory of my ancestor and all who lie along the way. God rest their souls on a golden shore. God bless us who struggle on. We are the life that they longed for. We bear their visions every day.
In the moonlight, linger a while. Don't waste this night alone. Give me your love, baby, all your love. Because my arms wanna hold you just wanna sing to you. I mean the love song of the night. Song comes from a Raymond Navarro film, and I found that out in Japan. And when I heard it, it was in New Orleans from Billy and Dee Dee Pierce. It's traveled the world evidently. It's an idea. Give me your love, baby, all your love, because my arms wanna hold you. Living no one. I wanna sing to you. I mean the love, a song of the night.
Odetta, thank you.